Well, hello everybody. This is my first of a new series of streaming that I'm going to do. And hopefully we're going to find them a little bit fun and a little bit useful. And I would like people to follow me, pass it on, and apply some of these things. So I have done a lot of studying in my time of the power within, chi, and also about the universe. Now, sometimes when people talk about the universe, they talk a lot of rubbish, in fact. But actually, there's so many things within the universe in how to command the power to get that. And I think that works with the chi. And the reason I'm doing these videos is because it's not actually as easy as it appears. But actually, it is quite easy if you know how to do it. So, for example, I want to have a brand new Rolls Royce, costs about £400,000. And when I wake up tomorrow morning, it will be on my driveway. That's quite unlikely to happen. If we're going to be fair about it, it's unlikely someone's going to knock on your door and say, "Hey, I just thought you might quite like this Rolls Royce that costs £400,000. Oh, yes, please. In fact, I asked for that to come yesterday." And sometimes people in life are lucky and things happen to them. And then somebody will say, well, it's not so much luck. The harder I work, the more things come. So now I think that's part of it. Now, I've just come back from China, and China is one of these places where it's the land of Kung Fu. And also with Kung Fu, they have the power of Qi. Now, this is where it gets quite interesting because Qi, is it some magic force? And I can move a lorry or something like that. Yes and no is the answer. So yes, as in you can do anything. In fact, if you read the Bible, it will say, with enough faith, you can move a mountain. You can tell a mountain to move, which sounds quite a challenge. But this is where it comes into play, because when you watch some of these kung fu films and you see them jumping and walking across rooftops and all that sort of thing, that actually is not chi. So what chi is the constant movement of power. So again, you see this kind of thing where they have the power within and like this. Now, this is not some magic ball that I've got in my hand here and I'm going to do that. That's not the case at all. What it is that with karate, for example, they there's the punch of power, and they will tell you about putting all the power into this part and stuff. But in kung fu, it's different, where it's now. What I'm doing, look, is that I'm constantly doing a maneuvering. So it's one this side, then this side, and that's because you're constantly moving the power around. Now, this is how the universe works, because when you ask for something in the universe, which is the power of everything, will arrange itself for what you want. Now, we could spend the next 10 hours talking about this and getting into the complexities of it. But if you want something really much in life, you can get it. Why are some people very successful and some people that are not? Is for that very reason. And I'm going to make it quite simple. All you have to do is to do 3 things to start with. So choose 3 and keep it quite realistic. So don't say £10 billion or something like that. But 3 things that you really want, not want for greed, but want in your life. And once you've got those 3 things, you then have to say to the universe that you're really grateful for having these things. So, for example, I would like to get a brand new 2023 car, an electric car. That's my thing that I want. So you have to say, universe, cosmos, on everything. I am really, really grateful of having this brand new 2023 electric car. I'm really grateful and happy to have this. Thank you so very, very much. While you're saying that, and you need to spend about 45 seconds saying this, but while you're saying this, you want to visualize in your mind actually having it. So you've actually got the car, how it looks, how it feels. You're inside the car. You switch on the engine and it's very quiet, electric sound. You're driving and all of that. And even put some of that into your words. So while you're saying thank you and grateful, how comfortable it is. And then you then move on to the next one. And then you say a similar thing for the next one, and then on to the third one. Now, what you've then got to do is that you've got to do that 5 times a day. So that's the formula on that. So do that. So it's 3 and 5. Do that for about 7 days and really picture and visualize that. So that's a very interesting way of doing this. Now, some other things I'm going to talk about in these channels, not this one right now, but I'm going to produce some other channels over a period of time. And we're going to do some other things. So, for example, losing weight. A lot of people, as you get older, want to lose weight, or even if you're younger, you might want to lose weight. It's a very hard thing. And in fact, I've never really had a weight problem in my life. But as I get older, my body, I suppose, is slowing down a little bit, and I can put on weight a lot easier. And my wife, who's Chinese, she loves to cook, and I love Chinese food. And of course, the more you eat, the more you're going to put on, unless you're burning it off. So I'm going to talk to you again in how you can do that. And it's not a question of, it's a question of habit is one of the things that you have to work on. It's a question of keeping yourself fit and healthy. It's a question of eating the right foods. But the most important thing is calories. And we will talk all about that as well. But again, the universe can help you, and this power of chi. So I'm going to kind of touch on chi in everything that we do, because the power is within us. And this is the important thing. So the Bible said about moving the mountain, and it doesn't matter whether you're a religious person or not, but we can move a mountain in our life, whatever that is. If we really truly believe that we can do this and we can visualize it happening, the universe will formulate itself for us in order for this to happen. So I think that's really exciting. And this is something that, although some people may think you're completely crazy when you talk about things like the power of the universe and all of this, but we are so much more capable of what we can actually do and achieve. And if you watch some of these programs, like there's one that I really like. I'm not so keen on it now, but what's it called? The SAS TV program with Ant Middleton. He doesn't do it anymore. But basically, it's pushing you to your limits. These people going out there doing these things that they didn't actually believe that they could do, like jumping out of a helicopter or something like that. But actually, we are all capable of doing so much more than what we actually restrict ourselves to do. So I'm not saying you should go and jump out of a helicopter, but what I am saying is that you should push yourself a little bit further every day, rather than just live our little lives. A bit like a job. I can't go for a higher paid job because I'm only just managing to do this one, let alone another one. But actually, how come some people are chief executives and some people are at the bottom of the ladder? And some people might be happy at the bottom of the ladder, and some people might be happy at the top. But we're all capable of being anywhere we want to be on that ladder. So I think that's enough for today's session. So let's just recap. So in fact, I'm going to do some talking on presentations and stuff as we go as well. And a quick tip on a presentation is tell them what you've going to say, tell them what you've said, and then tell them again. So what have we talked about in this one? There's a whole new host of power and power within and chi and stuff that's going to come, which I'm going to produce. And I hope that you can follow these. And also the one we've just talked about now is using the universe by creating those 3 goals that we want. Okay, so write some views if you would like to, or if you'd like to know more. Thank you.